Hey, that should be where we want to be. Hello everyone. I checked out the microphone right away. It was like, I do not see any microphone sounds going in. And immediately I had to correct that. But we're here. How you all doing? I hope you've had a fantastic weekend watching some Flesh and Blood live from Prague with our lovely commentator team. That I think, from what I saw, did an excellent job. We have a new set. We know all the cards, and I think it's safe to say this is a fantastic set. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I had an awesome time in Prague. The sealed format feels really, really good. You probably saw the calling day 1. We had 3 decks going 8 and 0, and they were all on different heroes. And I think that is actually a legit representation of that you can play every single hero. Like, it really comes down to what your pool looks like, but every single hero is viable. And it depends how well you pilot them, and it depends what your pool looks like, but you can play any of them. And it's not like, oh, I'm just going to force Florian and that's it. No, they're all good. They're all fun. Some are more complex than others. But it's really, really good. And I had a great time. Talishar is broken? Still broken? Oh no! Sigma, hello. Rushing, hello. Schöne Fische, hi, are you? Lilian. Tipiak, hey. Wait, so Talishar is still broken? What's broken about Talishar? I was told about an hour and 40 minutes ago that it's broken, but I was hoping that would give them enough time to fix it. Let me check here. There's been and everyone is waiting for someone with the power to fix it. Okay, so they've identified the error. That was like 50 minutes ago.
Would you desire me as well? Your big app green boy.
Lilian, thank you so much for the 13 months. Thank you. Much appreciated. We are forcing only assassin based. I mean, if you want to do that, you can force you can force assassin. You're absolutely free to do that. It's probably not a winning strategy, but hey, don't let me tell you how to play the sealed format. You know, it's not like I just played it for a weekend.
Desire me as well. Your big app green boy.
Thank you, Mitch, for your subscription. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you. Oh, you want me, and Jonah wants me to open up a pack as well. What do you want me to open? Did you see the picture on Discord of all the things that we got? I still need to do a custom. All right, 2 things. Oh, that is the hype train. I'm getting all the sounds and notifications right here. Create custom alert for pack opening. If I ever had time. I came home, I had a late lunch, and ever since I've been editing my vlog because I want to put that online, and I never put enough work into it, but honestly, yeah. Honestly, like, it's an hour of footage, and really editing that would take such a long time. Dynasty? Alright. Dynasty was the pack off the wall that is like double the price of everything else. So like most packs you got off the wall were like 40 tickets. Dynasty and Crucible of War was 80. So bought this with some leftover tickets. And I didn't hear that anybody opened up anything good out of this. So obviously I'm hoping for a Marvel Command & Conquer, right? Can't wait to play the sealed. I want to play Roll the Dice. Dude, honestly, the format is so good. Shield Wall. Prognosticate. Spectral Rider. Urgent Delivery. Release the Frail. Sack to Shifty. Crankshaft in the foil slot. Scramble Pulse. Oh, we've got a Majestic. Is it something good? Is it something I need? Hey Mantis, how are you doing? Yeah, it was great seeing you there. Thank you very much for coming, saying hello. A savage beatdown, dude. I mean, this card is better than the new Majestic for Brute in the new set, right? And do you want to know which Majestic I opened? That one. How was the event? Pulled anything good? I did. I opened up something good, yeah. I opened up the cold foil. Actually, let me get it. Oh, sorry for hitting the microphone. Let me get it. It's just like, I feel like... Okay, so the new cards, the new Brute cards in the expansion slot, of course I'm talking about Thick Hide Hunter. Listen, it's not completely terrible. I mean, it's a 6 yellow at 2 costs. Like, that's fine. That's fine. Don't get me wrong. That's fine. It just doesn't do anything which Brute needed to be more competitive. Although, I've read some hot takes that people think that once Zen goes and Enigma goes, that maybe KO may be coming up from the bottom there. I don't know. But this one, this is like my hot pull. I opened what? 1, 2, 5 seal pulls over the weekend, and this was my best pull. And that, I think, you know what? I'll take it. I am probably going to give it up for adoption to somebody. We have a couple of warrior players in our local scene, and I'm just waiting to see what they open up, to see what kind of legendary I can exchange it for. Thank you, Mantas. Thank you. How did you enjoy the weekend, Mantas? Did you have a good time there? Did you open up anything good? The EA of the new Majestic are so cool. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And I think on one, like the promo that we got for... I was really lucky. I wanted the Ninja promos for the Fable package, and I got it. And like this is like another card that's really, really, really nice. It's a bit odd, isn't it, that they're giving us the same promos for Pro 2 London? But this one is really nice. And then I can actually compare it, because I got lucky and I opened up one of these in my prize packs. Which is good, because I'm probably going to end up needing 3 of them. Open up a Marvel Funnel Web? Yeah, that's awesome. So, I was sitting at down for the world premiere and opening up my first few packs, and actually I think while the first pack was being opened, I hear from the left of me somebody goes like, "Yo, CNC reprint," and I couldn't even process what was happening, because I had a camera pointed at me, a camera pointing down at the packs, opening the packs, and it's like, wait, what? Command and Conquer, and then it got like reprinted at Legendary. Is like, well, I love the reprint, but reprinting it at Legendary doesn't really help anybody. But yeah, so the person at the world premiere, like diagonally from me, opened the Command and Conquer, and the person in front of me opened up the Cold Foil Legendary generic boots, and also the Fang Young Hero in Marvel, and I got a Majestic. I was like, please, I can have spice. I was just sitting there like, oh. I like it when people open up good things, but sometimes you want it to be yourself, right? And sometimes you're just sitting there and going like, I would have been that. But hey, that's what people were like around me when they saw me open up the Kabuto. But yeah, right. So, just in regards to Talishar, then it's completely down, is what you're saying. Okay, alright, still down. Alright, so maybe this will be a short stream then today. No need to report, click in the game, then report. Oh no, that's something else. You know what I felt when people next to me opened the RF Alpha Easter egg? Oh yeah, oh yeah. That makes stream a bit harder. Yeah. I mean, what else could we do? Like, I'm tempted to open up packs, but I shouldn't. But you know what? Let's open up one more. Like, I have so many packs right now. We could just talk about Flesh and Blood. So now that you've seen all the cards, what do you guys think about the new set? What's your take on the set so far? All right, let's open up one of these bright lights that I got because nothing else was left that I wanted. It's up because I was like, this, Rosetta, Part the Mistveil, or Heavy Hitters. And I was like, what do I really want? Like, Part the Mistveil, the problem there is that's all going to LL. Rosetta, I don't care. Heavy Hitters, I got everything I need. It's like, all right, let's open up this. Maybe I get a few pieces for mech that I'm missing, and maybe I'm getting a Command and Conquer, not a Command and Conquer tunic. Rare. Hey, it's there we go. First Majestic. And the cold foil, so that means at least no cold foil legendary in this pack. First pack delivers. You said it's really good, buffed all assassins. That is true. That is true. I think Fab is broken. I think we need to wait to see. We can do a cam game. I'm thinking about that. No, my deck is torn apart and everything is still in the back. Yeah. Yeah, but when they print Mistveil 2, you will need those cards. That is true, but when is that going to happen? That could be like 2 years in the future, right? And I don't want to open something on stream which isn't relevant for 2 years, so that's why. By the way, I need to take my hoodie off. My beautiful. I love it, but it's too warm. Give me 2 seconds. Okie dokie. Here we are back. Here we are back. Fitz is still in it's actually in an area of England called the Lake District. And should be back tomorrow. So tomorrow evening, Fitz is also going to be back on stream as well. So you were talking about this earlier on, Lilian. The people were complaining about the price wall. I get it why they're complaining. So what happened was that after the last event, so the last event on Sunday was a sealed event for the promo card, the unmovable, right? The dwarf unmovable, which I have one of. I'm not as good at story time as Majin Bay is. I need to watch some of his stuff to get better at it. Alright, so we're getting... This is the nice promo. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'm glad I have one, but I don't need 3. Because unmovable, I don't really play that often. Also watching the train wreck, the USA. So, what happened on Sunday... After the last promo event, everybody rushed to get their tickets and rushed to the wall. And the wall was out of one specific thing. Sealed product. From what I gather, I wasn't there anymore, but what I gather was that there were no packs and no boxes left. You could still get other things if you had enough tickets. Like, there were plenty of tokens still, like the cold foil tokens. The problem with that is that they are pretty expensive. So if you were somebody with like 240 or 120 or maybe 300 tickets, there wasn't really anything for you to get. What you had to do was try and find somebody that wanted to buy your tickets so they could get a token or something like that. End of Sunday, yes. Yes, it was on Sunday. And... that's a problem, right? They didn't bring enough product. I think living Realms was completely surprised with the amount of people who showed up for the event. They sold out the Friday event, the world premiere, but the calling was reached its cap as well. The Battle Hardened, I think, was capped as well. The Team Sealed on Sunday was sold out, and the promo event on Sunday evening was sold out as well. So it wasn't just the world premiere. Like there were like maybe 1,200 players, something like crazy like that. It was a similar case here in Warsaw. I heard so. No, I get it, Lillian. You should prepare for the right amount of demand. And I'm not excusing that. The one thing that I will say, though, is that if you can, do not wait for the last moment to change your tickets, right? If it was first time, sure, they've got history. That is true. It's, but I mean, how easy is it to estimate how much product you need? I was impacted by it in the way that when I got my tickets, I didn't get the product off the wall anymore that I wanted. So I asked earlier on how many tickets I got. I got by myself 240. That's what I earned through games, because the only events that I played which gave me tickets were on Friday, and I won one single game out of 7 that I played. So I didn't get a lot of tickets. I did, however, buy a bunch load of tickets, and the reasons why I bought tickets is that product is actually pretty hard to get in the UK, and it's more expensive here. So if I get the tickets, go to the price wall, get the product, that will be cheaper than if I buy the product straight from a LGS here in London or in the UK. The reason for that is that a lot of the LGS in London don't have a lot of product on their walls. So even if I wanted to, I could only probably get like the last 2 sets or something like that. And then if I wanted to order from Europe, I have to pay shipping, I have to pay taxes, and that makes it much more expensive because I have to pay in pounds. And when I went to the price wall, I basically paid the equivalent price but in euros without shipping, which would have made it cheaper if I would have bought earlier. So I got 1,800 tickets, and the first box that I got was the Dusk Till Dawn, and I'm still hoping for a hand-drawn card. I mean, I know it's not going to happen, but hey, I tried. And then by the time I wanted to get the second box, the only thing that they have left was really boxes which are quite cheap to get. So I was impacted by this as well. But again, from my perspective, I waited too long. Calling in Warsaw, they also ran out of prices. Like half the participants and a lot of tickets left. They even used boxes gifted to judges as a buffer. Did they? Okay. Alright, I mean, in that case, they really need to do better. I think it's part of the prices, and if you're not able to spend it, they're going to run into EU court case eventually. That depends, Bathos. It depends if they say something like, on their webpage, prices as long as stock lasts, which they should, because even if you plan correctly, you never know, right? So, but obviously I'm not excusing it. I'm only saying is that's something they could do. How are you doing, Bathos, by the way? I saw you were still feeling unwell a couple of days ago, so I hope you feel better now. Alright. The Talishar still down. And if you run a lot of events, you can calculate how many tickets sold, about how many prices you would need. You get that and a bit of buffer just in case. If they run out of one specific book, sure, that can happen, but running out of every sealed product just means you were not prepared. I agree. I think they should just think how much you need. And the thing is, right? One of the things is, I talked to somebody working there, and they told me at one point how many tickets were outstanding for people to collect. And if you have that information on Friday and on Sunday, you can start doing some math. How many people will probably come wanting product? And you can get a sense for, well, what do we have? And see if you can get like a last minute 24-hour delivery in, right? Listen, I don't know about the mechanics behind everything. I don't know how difficult or how easy it is for them to get product on short term. And I think without having all the information what happened behind the scenes, it's very easy to judge. But you know, the logistics behind this is not easy, right? But this is what they do, and they need to do better. And I think if you were at the event and you're unhappy about this, the best thing you can do is fill out that survey that they sent you for feedback, and you give the feedback there, right? And you say this was bad and you need to do better. And you know, this was the first time I experienced it, and if they go to Pro Tour London and it's the same issue again, then obviously they have a problem. They need to solve it, and otherwise they need to be changed. You know, they overvalue playmats or posters, which only a few people want to get. Most people just want sealed products because they have a ton of playmats already. I think you're right on that, Mantas. Hey, Madagon, how are you doing? My brother forgot to collect his Fable package stuff, so yeah, oops. Oh, really? No! Bathos, no! Oh my god, no! That's why there were still playmats there on Sunday. It's like, who hasn't picked up their stuff? I had a similar case. I wanted to go change my tickets on Sunday after my alpha draft, and the only thing available besides playmats and tokens was the box of Uprising. So I changed my 960 ticks throughout the weekend for a couple of M's and the Shuko. Yeah, I think with these things, if you know there is a limited amount of everything, right? Especially if you want something specific, once you have the tickets to get that thing, get it. Even if you think you might get more tickets, and do not delay. Like, again, I'm not excusing what they're doing. They should be better. Just get me, you know, understand me correctly here. But, by the way, I'm not playing. Am I going to get banned if I'm not just chatting? I think we're fine, right? Because theoretically I want to play. I can't. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Talishar to survive. But yeah, if you have the tickets, if you have like the 960 and you want to get a box, get it. Get it as soon as you can. Don't delay. If you have 10 minutes between games, go get it. That would be my advice. The sealed product is the cheapest price well spent. They need some cheap ass something for people to use up their final tickets on, like CF setup or weird nonsense. Yes, true. Like for small amounts of money, right? So if you like for 40 tickets, for 80 tickets, for 120, give people something they can just use. And you know, obviously, you know, the thing is, what I was really surprised, like, I don't know if this would have been an option, but one of the things that I was surprised about as well was like the vendors had only tiny amounts of sealed product. Like most vendors were just singles. And there was like, I think one vendor which had sealed product, and it was not a good price. I want to call them out on this. Like, the price that they had on there was like 30% marked up from card market. And I understand, you need your margin, right? But if I'm going to an event like this, I'm looking for a good deal. And the easiest thing I can do is go to card market and see what they're going for. Like, I'm not going to give you 30% on top of card market, because I can order off card market with shipping and still be cheaper. It's like, do you want to take the product home? Anyway, what they could have done, I don't know if they tried this or not, like buy all the product from the vendors there and be like, all right, we're going to get a couple of boxes here. You know, we're going to lose money, but I think that would have been the correct thing to do. Or maybe just get like, they were selling, I don't know if they're allowed to do this from LSS, but there was a merch stand, right? They were selling merch. Theoretically, they could have taken like the sleeves that they were selling there and then selling them for tickets. Again, I'm not sure if that's something LSS would allow, but that's something that I would have done. It's like, shit, there's like 300 people with tickets and we have nothing left. Well, let's see what we have the merch stand that we can give away for tickets, right? Let's find a solution here, because the last thing that we want is people to be unhappy. In Warsaw, they tried it. They got rejected by LSS saying they can't ship it. Oh, okay. Yeah. There were 3 vendors with sealed product. Okay, Matt. Okay. I only saw one, but... Okay, no. Yeah, no, you're right. But you agree with me that the sealed product was very low. And I'm comparing this to Osaka, where in Osaka, every vendor had sealed product. And they had freaking every single set. Like, even the vendors that had sealed product, they had like 2 or 3 sets. In Osaka, every vendor had like 10 different sets. And I'm going to be comparing every single event I go to now to Worlds in Osaka. And I have to tell you guys, USA has to step it up. They have to step it up because Osaka and the vendors and the organization was awesome. The food was great. Everything was great. Man, you're going to get compared to this now. Yeah. The issue with the vendors is they can't easily bring product from the US. I mean, I don't know what the I don't know what the issue is, right? I'm not a vendor. I don't work. It's easy for me to complain on stream and say like, but yeah, obviously they need to fix it, right? DC10 need to shout out for having the best variety. This had Wraith, Arc, Crew, and more recent set. That is true. For variety, yes. Variety, yes. Yeah, absolutely. US suck. I hate to break it to you, Fleshbag. I mean, I've never been to a US event. It's on my to-do list. Hopefully I'll be able to go at some point soon. But yeah. Actually, I don't know. The next event probably... No, the next event that I'll go to is Pro Tour London. You probably all saw the souvenir package. I've decided I'm not going to get it. I bought it for Osaka. I'm not going to get it for London because I don't need another playmat. I don't need more sleeves. I have my own branded sleeves now, so I'm never going to need any other sleeves again. I don't need the deck box. I have a really nice deck box from Worlds. And the only thing that I really want from that package are the promos, and I'm probably going to be able to get them from side events as well. So no, I do want the old art things, but if they are doing the same thing that they did in Japan, then you can get those through side events, right? So like we had the anime alt art heroes in Osaka for the souvenir package, and you could get all of them through side events. So that's my plan. Like if somebody gets, oh actually I'm not. I'm lying a little bit to you, sorry. Somebody is getting the souvenir package, and I'm buying the archive pack box of them. That is in the set. Because this is probably going to be my last chance to get it at a decent price. I'm not gonna ever be able to get that product again in Europe at a semi-decent price. And they made me a very good offer for it. Very, very good. So I was like, no, I'm going to get it for that price. That makes sense. Otherwise, I just want the promos. I think I will get it and sell extras from side events. You can do that as well, right? Just remember, the souvenir package in Japan sold out, so don't wait too long. I don't know if they're going to have the same kind of interest for this than they have for the one in Japan. But yeah, the one in Japan sold out very fast, actually. And the one thing that confuses me a little bit, I thought that was like a special thing that they did to celebrate the 5th year anniversary, but apparently this is a thing going forward. Those Think Belows are going to be hilariously expensive. I mean, I get it. At this point, I just want to build a Tea Party deck. From now on, this is going to be my goal in life. To build a Tea Party themed deck. One more thing I heard is that each day they had limited sealed products. On Friday they ran out of product and only restocked on Saturday. It's a good thing my friend waited for Saturday and not sell for what they left on Friday. So, oh really? I didn't hear about that one. I mean, you can easily miss a lot of stuff going on if you're playing Flesh and Blood all day, right? You'll need Go Bananas. Yes, and isn't Go Bananas is going to be hard to get. And there is Team Covenant got a cake promo, right? They got a promo that has a cake on it. So I would need that as well. Alt Art Oasis. What's the Alt Art of Oasis? February. No, I know. Aren't there a few? But this can I not change this to? Oh, you know what I could do actually? I could use their website because this shows all of them. I think if you go to game cart base, click on cart details. Oh, but I think their website Flesh. Oh, actually, let's get rid of this while we can't play. Go Oasis here. This shows all the versions. No. Calling Port de Misvel here. So yeah, this one is really nice. No, aren't there any others? Or is it just this one? Yeah, this one looks beautiful. That's actually really, really nice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all in all, I had a really good time in Prague. I didn't encounter any issues myself. Again, you know, for those people who couldn't get what they wanted from the price wall, and if this is a repeat issue, then LR really needs to figure it out. From what I hear now, it happened twice in Warsaw and in Prague now, and it really can't happen a third time. The only other complaint that I have about the event, hey QT, they started giving split promos for the packages, like, oh, you can either A or B set promos, and new prices were going to go insane. I don't like that, to be honest. I don't like that. Yeah, like just give me a choice which one. But you're probably right. They're probably just trying to create more FOMO. Luckily, I got the pack that I wanted. But there's probably always enough people, unless one is clearly better than another. There's always people wanting to swap. Guess LSS doesn't like the Eastern European. I mean, Living Realm events is like their go-to partner for all of Europe. So they will be doing London as well. And I think they took over from another company about a year back, which is mainly focused on Magic, I think. Yeah, the only other thing I didn't like about the whole event was that the like for the first like almost 2 days, there was one loo for men. There were a couple of urinals and there were 6 toilets. And as you can imagine, the amount of people there, the numbers were extremely skewed in male to female. And after every single round, the queue for the toilets was actually insane. It was actually insane. And there was an upstairs, and I was actually thinking to myself, I'm sure there's toilets upstairs, but they had like a little cordon that locked it off. And I'm actually surprised that everybody just respected it. But yeah, there were not enough toilets for the amount of people that were there. They fixed that, I think, about 3/4 through Saturday, and they're like, oh, there's toilets upstairs. So like, yeah, thank you. We should have known that on Friday morning. But yeah. LSS and Christ both box prices, yeah. Everything got more expensive. It's not just that. You got your case for 340. I reserved a case. I pre-ordered a case. I don't even know what I'm going to be paying. I don't know. Do you think it's better to go to pre-release or save for the box? That depends how much more expensive your pre-release is compared to just paying for the box. I would expect that they probably, the LGS probably puts a good margin on top of that. Pre-release is fun, but you're probably going to get more mileage out of your money if you just get a box. You just bought it, not even looking at price? No. 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 Because I'm buying it for my local game shop. right? And I want to support their business, and I know they're not gonna, they're not gonna mess me over. Like, they're gonna sell at a decent price. It's probably not gonna be the cheapest I could get it if I shop around, but it's not gonna be a stupid price, because why would they do that to me? So it's like fair. It's like it's probably gonna be similar to the price that you mentioned, somewhere around there, and I can live with that. That's fine. Your streamer now, it's a tax write-off. I don't think so. I don't think so. Corporate Pay Job is real. People are like, Weakest Link is so expensive, and all I can think is it? I can't remember. Actually, I haven't bought the Weakest Link because I think it's too expensive. And that's the reason why I haven't bought any others. Like, what's the new... What's the new D-React? How expensive do you guys this is gonna be? I think this is probably gonna be the one card that everybody's going to need from this set. Because it's so good. The new defense reaction 0 for 4. If you discard it. Also freaking cool pirate on it. Shelter from the storm. Yeah. Shelter, at least 50, 40. Yeah, I think that's where it's going to be. Yeah. I think this is going to be the money card in this set. This one. And I think Dual Threat is going to be very good for ninjas. If I was able to play games today, this is actually in a set that I'll be testing for RTN season. I don't know if I should spoil the beans of what the deck looks like, if I should stream it or not, because I don't think a lot of people will see this deck coming. Especially, like, maybe you'll sit down and be like, oh, it's that hero, right? It's that hero. I was like, yeah, it's that hero. And then you start playing, it's like, that's not what I expected this hero to do. And it's like, no, you did not. No. I haven't... Yes, Mitch. Yes. I don't think I'm going to get the cards for RTNs. I'm kind of set up to play old stuff. So after release, we have 2 weeks before RTN starts, right? So I think it depends how much stuff I can borrow. So another card, I just made a deal today with one of our locals that I'm going to be trading the Japanese creepers that I have that I open up in stream for Dragon Scale or Flight Path. Because I may play Fi or Syndra. I don't know yet. But listen, I'm never going to play a Runeblade. So I don't need the creepers. But I may need this card. And we don't know. Tesor? No. I don't know if this card is ever going to be viable. If it looks pretty good. And we don't know what the price is. And I just said, listen, I'm going to give you the creepers. You give me this card. Done. Right? You get a card you want. I get a card I want. They're both legendaries. Let's not think about price. Let's just swap. Because the Japanese... And the chances here, right? I can say this so flippantly because I'm pretty sure this is going to be worth less than the creepers that I'm giving them. Because the creepers, Japanese, are worth £100 at the moment. I don't think this is going to be 100. Like, very, very few legendaries actually retain that value past release. You need all the retrieve cards? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Never gonna play warrior? No, so I do, so I do have the Kabuto or whatever it's called. And I'm going to trade that away for something else. The other one that I probably want to have is the Blood Splattered Vest. Again, not sure if I'm going to use it or if I'm going to need it. This is a really, really nice card for aggro. If you think 8 turns or less, you can use this instead of a Tunic, right? If it goes longer, then Tunic delivers more value. But I really like this as well. Also, the art is freaking awesome. And I I filmed this playmat on Friday before going into round 1. I didn't even know this was a thing. And I didn't recognize, like, whoa, I didn't, like, I need to stop and question things more often. It's good for ninja, so not so good for assassin, I think. I think you're right. I think for aggro ninja, this is very good. I would need from 9 to 16 majestic, depends if I play newer marionette. I think we all agreed marionette is just called Mario. I think collectively, as a community, we agreed that it's just we're just gonna call him Mario now. Okay. Let me check. Still, Talishar is still down. Talishar is still down. Yeah, maybe it'll just be a short stream today then. I'm just getting my Slippy build. Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping to pull the generic legs for Guardian deck. Dude, like, the person opposite me in the world premiere opened them up. I was so jealous. And I actually asked them if they're willing to sell them, but like, of course not, right? Like, this is like the one legendary that everybody will want in this set. So, yeah. And the other thing, I wonder, there's a rumor that this card is slightly overprinted, so it's a slightly more available legendary. Now, I think we need to wait for release to see how that pans out, but hopefully that would be the case. I'm still very dubious as like, why do you print this at legendary? LSS, what are you doing? Like, why is this as legendary? I do not understand. Does this have to do with their reprint policy? Did they have to print it at legendary if they wanted to do like RF and EA? I don't know. So there are much fewer legendaries. Is the drop rate of given L really much lower than that of a specific M? The drop rate of a given legendary is really much lower than a specific M. The reason for that is that you have, depending on the set, you have anywhere between 8 to 12 majestics per box. And you have about 0.5 legendaries per box. So it's really hard to get a specific legendary. I said something like that in the Discord chat. This can happen with print sheets where it's on the same sheets as all the M's and expansion slots. It could be a lot more. We'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out if that is indeed the case. But yeah. Also, it was good to meet. I handed over the card to the Japanese Aegis Orm to City Breaker. So it was good meeting City Breaker there as well. That's nice. And always, you know, what's really great as well is like just random people coming up to me and say like, "Hey, I watch your stream." You know, it's always great to meet people who watch the stream. There was somebody that came up to me and was like, "Hey, I'm this and that." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't recognize the username." But I don't think they make it to the stream that much. It's just that they know me from Blue Sky, and Blue Sky, you know, there's a lot of usernames floating around there that I'm not super aware of. Usually people that I'm aware of is like people watching on YouTube and Twitch, especially you regulars, but otherwise my memory for names is really bad. So if you ever come up to me and I don't recognize your name, I'm sorry. My memory is really bad. I'm happy that my local managed to top 2 the calling. I'm actually... This might sound weird, but I'm a little sad that Simon Nielsen won it. Because... I don't know. So, I've always been thinking, you know, we had Mengucci, we had Nielsen, and we had other players come into the game. And they come from Magic, and they're really, really good at Magic, right? And they come into the game, and they have to learn the ropes, right? They don't just come in and immediately take over. And I kind of like that, because that means just because you're good at Magic doesn't magically make you good at Flesh and Blood. You kind of have to invest time and effort to get good at this game as well. Now, to be fair, I think Simon has been around for a year or more at this point, so I think he probably earned it. I'm very happy he won. His reason why I'm playing Fab. No, I mean, from what I can tell, he's a nice guy. If you don't recognize, means go watch more. Yeah. Alright, just checking again. Yeah, so apparently there's one person who can fix this Talishar issue and they're not around. Some of the skills do carry over. I do believe that. I think you're correct. I don't know what it is, but I think some people just are really good at this kind of stuff. And you know, they will get it eventually. Alright, let's go MST. Classic MST. Vanilla? I shouldn't be drinking coffee at this time. What am I doing? By the way, a reminder for everybody. The league is in its second week. We've had over 40 games at the moment. And you should definitely join the league. Play some games. Can we play Open CC in the league? No, no. I mean, honestly, if both players agree, would that be okay? It feels okay. I mean, if both players are okay with it, do what you want. Intimate Inducement, Waning Vengeance, Flex Claws, Bonds of Memory, Haze Shelter, First Hand of Cheat Tide, Balford Bastion, pick one. Pack one, pick one. Watered Seeds, Preserved Tradition, Sort of Reprisal, Wipe Yonder, Rare, Key Unleashed, Rare, Mind's Desireful. Oh, Visit the Goldmane Estate. Hey, it's a playable. Hey, that's 3 packs today and 3 Majestics. Bastion might end up a sneaky sideboard card. Why? Why? But that reminds me. So, what do you guys think about this? So, Steelfur, friend of the channel, UK content creator, Mr. Finbar, put out this, I don't know what we call him, but he said that he thinks with the new set, we're gonna get a cascading effect where all the heroes that are marked red here may Living Legend in 2025. And it's like, once one hero goes, then the next hero goes, then the next hero goes, then the next hero goes. And we could see quite a few, right? Dash is very high up. She needs, what, like 40 more points? Sen needs like 100 more. Viserai is pretty close. Azalea's close. Fi could go with the new support. And then, you know, Enigma got massive amounts of... You know, if all these aggro decks go, is Enigma good again? What happens to KO? And then in my head canon, I went like, well, what if this is all planned? What if... I think The Hunted is a really high-powered set with a lot of good cards for good heroes like Fi, Syndra, Warriors, Fang, Assassins. Like, there are 3 classes there which are gonna get really good cards. Really, really good cards. And what does that do to the meta? And based on this, is like, what if? Bear with me. What if we are all the Hunted? Right? What if there is something at work at LSS where they go like, ooh, you know what? We're gonna build the lore where these assassins go out in the world and murder everybody, and everybody's going to Living Legend, and it's kind of like a hard reset for the classic constructed format, and we're left with a completely different format at the end of 2025, and it's like a reset of everything. Like, that would be amazing. Then I think LSS really tells you to play Victor. First egg is now this. I'm not gonna play him, Mitch, but yeah. You said that a few weeks ago. Yeah, a lot of heroes are high and they jump the ship to new best hero. Yeah. He will stay for a while. I think Nu is getting some very good support. I think Nu is gonna be even stronger after this set. Bravo will not LL, no chance. I mean, he's 6. He's got a decent amount. I mean, remember, if you look at the Guardians here, you gotta remember we're gonna have the Guardian set released later in the year, right? So, just because we haven't seen any support yet doesn't mean they're not gonna LL. In August, we're gonna see a set purely for Guardians. Who knows what that does to them? Like, Victor and Bravo could both go. Zen, Viz, and Azalea will 100% LL. Ooh. I don't know, Madagon, what do you think about... And the new Ira deck is crazy strong. Shh! This is a secret. Don't tell anybody. Nobody knows Ira's strong. I need an edge in week 1. You can't give away my edge. News under 300 so could take a bit. Isn't that incorrect? Yeah, it's incorrect. Exactly, Bathos. It's more. Gonna go to my armory. I hope to get to play, but otherwise maybe it's just a short stream today. But enjoy your armory, Lilian. With 2 more weeks without being... Honestly, I just want to play the new cards, but they're not legal for another 2 weeks. What am I gonna do? Just give me the new cards. I just want to play. That reminds me, I need to buy tickets for next Monday's pre-release at Bad Moon Cafe. Yeah, I need to go to second pre-release. Note the cards are not legal until the release date, Mitch, which is in 2 weeks. So not the coming weekend, but then the Friday after. You're not allowed to play the cards. Now, obviously, if you are, if your LGS agrees that it's legal to play, then do whatever you want, right? But I think it's also unfair if I go to the world premiere, I get a bunch of strong new cards, and then I rock up to my LGS and like play all the cool new shit, and nobody else can. I mean, I can if people agree, but I wouldn't. It's really up to the LGS, and I don't think we should. I don't think we should. I signed up for 3 pre-releases. You think it's too much? No. You should sign up for 4th if you can. A, the format is great. B, the set is great. C, pre-releases are always hype. If you can afford it and you have the time for it, do it. Pre-releases are some of my favorite Flesh and Blood events because it's the discovery of a new set in your local community. And it's always so hype if somebody opens up something nice. And this sealed format, believe me, it's really good. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. You go to 2 instead of saving for a box. I mean, 2 gives you a half box, right? So you're sacrificing a... Again, yeah, it's fun, right? The pre-release promo is not as good as Rosetta's. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I promised... Yeah, I can't forget. I promised somebody that I got the rainbow foil Slippy, and I promised it to somebody. So, gotta make sure I keep that. Not give it away. Alright, let me check. I'm keeping half an eye on Talishar here. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah. So, is there anything specific you want to know about the world premiere? I have so many notes, honestly. Rare Slippy is nice to have. It is nice to have, but I have the cold foil Slippy, so. And the funny thing is, right? I don't know why I didn't realize this, but I bought the Fabled package. And with the Fable package, you can say, I want to use my voucher for the world premiere, or I want to use it for the calling, I want to use it for the battle hardened. And I said I want to use it for the world premiere, because I didn't know if I was going to do the calling or the battle hardened. So then I was like, okay, there's a world premiere package where you get Slippy playmat and you get the Slippy cold foil, right? So I was like, I'm not going to get that because I got the Fable package, and only the people that buy the world premiere package are going to get those things. And I'm just going to get the Fable stuff, right? What I didn't realize until I got there is like, even if I got the ticket for the world premiere through the Fable package, I still got the playmat and the cold foil, which was amazing. Like, it was amazing to find out that I still get it. How's the calling? How many warriors did you lose to? Burst. My first 5 games in the calling were all Fang mirrors. All Fang mirrors. So how did I do? So this is actually amazing. So you may know, so on Friday I played 3 sealed events, right? The world premiere, the Super Armory at 2 p.m. and then at 6 p.m. I played the promo. And I played 7 or 8 games. Yeah, I played 8 games. I lost 7, and I won 1 single game all day long. What I did, though, was... that's what I kept telling myself on Fridays. Like, in the first pool, I played Syndra. And then I said, I need to play the other heroes. It doesn't really matter if I have a good pool or not. I need to get in person, in paper, experience on every single hero going into the calling. So I need to have played every single hero. So I understand what cards to look out for when I get the seal pool for the calling, and I understand what they do and how they do it. Really, Fang is that popular? Where are the assassins? So I think early on in the tournament, people were under the impression that Fang is the strongest hero. I don't think that's correct, but I think if you are in doubt which hero to play, because none of the pools looks really good or really clear for one of the heroes, when in doubt, you go Fang. Because if you get all fealty tokens up and running and you make your daggers free, it's insane. It's insane at that point. Now, that doesn't mean force him, don't do that, but if you look at your pool and you're not certain, then probably go Fang. I think there's an awful lot we still don't know about the format. That is very true, Howling Minds, right? We have a very small sample size. And by the way, everybody give it up for Howling Minds. What an excellent job this weekend with the commentating. You were awesome, dude. You were awesome. Whenever I watched, after I went back to the hotel because I was done for the day, and because it was delayed, I was still able to watch you and your co-host, and you guys were amazing. Really, really amazing. Great job. But I'm saying, Howling, I think every hero is viable. I think there's no Florian situation where it's just force Florian. So, but all that being said, so calling, right? I open up my pool in the morning, and I'm not confident. I played 8 games on Friday. I lost every single game except for 1. I open up my pool and I built Fang, which is surprising for me because I'm not a warrior player. You all know this. I'm not a warrior player. I don't play warrior. And I play my number 1 game. I play into Benjamin. I don't remember where Benjamin is from. But we play the game, and at one point he says, oh, I just made a mistake. I have no idea what happened. But game number 1, I win. Right? And they say, oh, I made a mistake on this and that turn where I said I made a mistake. It cost me 6 damage. And I was like, I don't know. They blocked into blue when they shouldn't have, and I don't know how they got the 6 damage through that, but you're a ninja player? Yes, I'm most confident with ninja. That's what I am. Force Fang always. No, burst, no. Most people thought they could run a lot of red without blues, but then some heroes struggle a lot on resources, so people started putting a lot more blues in later games. That is true. Mantis. I think the heroes... You can run a lower blue base because it's a draconic set. I think you can run somewhere between 8 and 11 and you're okay. But if you drop below 8, it can get very dicey. It can work, it depends how many zero cost cards you have. But even for Syndra, I would probably look, personally and I'm not a good player, let's all remember that, I would look somewhere between 8 and 10 blues. Was he French? No, I think he was from Denmark. But I'm not 100% sure on that. So I win the first game, right? And I'm at table like, you know, I'm at the tables where I belong, right? My table is like 300 and something. Like, that's where I belong, right? Let's be honest. I win my first round. And I'm already hyped, right? I've already done what I've achieved on Friday. First game, first win. Pairings get announced. I'm on table 3. I was like, what? What table 3? Are you insane? Don't put me at the top tables. I was like looking down the tables, like Pablo Pintor is sitting there, and you know Yuki was in the area, and we have Michael Hamilton was in the area. It's like, what was happening right now? It's like, oh no. I was honestly intimidated, right? And the guy sits down to me in front of me, and he has the World's playmat, right? The World's map that you got, like, if you participated in Worlds, like, I think 2 years ago. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, what's happening? So I sit down, Michal, I believe, I think from Poland, and they are playing Fang as well. And we start the game, we trade damage, and then at one turn he says, I attack you with the dagger, I don't remember what it's called, puts it on the combat chain, and then goes like, oh no, let me take that back. I was like, no. And it's like, why not? I was like, well, because I'm never at table 3. I've never started this well into a calling. I think I've never won the first game at a calling ever. So it's like, I'm sorry, but this is not an armory. This is not a side event. So if you want to take that back, I'm going to say no. And he said, well, I'm going to call a judge. And I was like, that's fine, right? And I don't know the exact ruling here. I don't know at which point you've committed to doing something and you can still take it back or not. Could you have taken it back? Maybe. And if he calls the judge and the judge says, of course you can take it back, no issue, right? But I'm not going to just let that happen because I'm sitting at table 3. I just won my first game. I'm playing against somebody who's really, really good. I need every edge I can get, right? And I was like, I'm sorry, but no. And then he's like, oh, he's contemplating should he call a judge or not. And then he decides he doesn't call a judge. And I think that turn is where he then lost the game. I goes on, I get him into single digits, and then I throw 2 daggers at him with like, I think a total of 3 attack reactions. And I just go wide. An attack reaction on the first dagger blocks it out, and then 2 attack reactions on the second dagger, and he just can't block it out and wins, right? Judge call is always a safe solution. I honestly think he should have done it. I don't know why he didn't do it. Because what do you got to lose, right? Call the judge. All the judge can do is say no, right? But remember, when I went to the calling in Amsterdam, I should have called the judge when I didn't, right? So I think I learned my lesson there, right? Because you're playing against someone who already knows the game and not a random person. That is true, yeah. Worst case, you call, right? Exactly. Like, call the judge. You know, if in doubt, call the judge. Never feel bad about calling the judge. All right, still down. All right. Cool. I'm at 2-0. So I'm at 2-0. At this point, I'm freaking buzzing. I have never started 2-0 at an event like this. Even, this is sealed, right? This is not even a hero that I feel comfortable on. It's a class that I'm not comfortable on. It's a hero that I barely know. I played into very good players, which would, I saw my elo afterwards. Like, I just won 2-0. I was like, what's happening? Right? Awesome. And at that point, I'm sitting there waiting for round 3. My BPM is like 100. I'm just sitting there. My heart is racing. And I was like, oh, I need to calm down somehow. So it's just put on my headphones, put on some music like this, and did some breathing exercises. And then I sit down facing Elias. And I think Elias is... I think his name was Greek, but I think he was from Germany. And we get to talking, right? And he also has like this pro mat. And he goes like, oh, I was a Pro Tour LA. I qualified for this Pro Tour. I won RTNs. And I know what he's doing, right? He's trying to intimidate me because I said something along the line that I didn't have a lot of experience, and I was like, this was new for me. Yes, Sigma. Yes. Thank you. And then like before we start, he goes like, oh, I have 2,000. We got talking about elo, and he's like, I got 2,000 elo. It's like, no. Oh no. He's a really cool guy, but he's really good. He's really good. Yes, he was 9th, right? It was like, oh, I was 9th. Like, I was really disappointed. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, I mean, it's different levels of expectations, right? If you scratch on that top 8 a couple of times, then obviously you want to go, you want to go top 8, and 9th is disappointing, but 9th would be amazing for me. It's all about perspective. He got top 4 with Germany Nats with Levaya. Okay, yes, he's really good, right? And it's another Fang mirror, and he had absolutely... He just destroyed me. He just absolutely destroyed me. I didn't have a single chance. So I think this mistake was... I won the dice roll, and I chose to go first. And my logic is you can sneak in damage or create a fealty on Fang turn 1 if you go first. And if you can do that, that works out well. And that's why I chose to go first. But when I said I wanted to go first, he seemed surprised. And at that point, it's like, uh-oh, I don't think I should have gone first. Because if somebody good... like, he was the first player at the event that I knew was good, right? If you're facing into 2-0 players, you know they're good. At that point, it's not a fluke anymore. And I was like, oh no. I knew I messed up. And I wasn't... So into Michael, I was able to create a fealty. I was able to leak damage. I was not able to do this in this game. And I think that probably cost me the game. And he just... Yeah, I just never got into the game. I got behind fast, and then I just kind of lost it. Like, yeah. You generally want to go second, especially in Limited. See, I always felt like going first in Limited is actually pretty good, because if you can leak damage, like on 20 life, it's so little life. If you can leak damage, yeah. But yeah. So I lost that game. I'm 3-1. I'm still 2-1. It's still very, very good. And then actually in my next game, what's my next game? Let me double check here. Obviously, I made a vlog, which is currently... I processed it. It should be going up tonight, if somebody's interested in that. Let me double check here. Depends a lot if you have any setup and how many reactions are in the deck. It depends, right? It depends, Haikudas. Yeah, trying to fatigue them is a thing as well, right? If you attack turn 0 with 2 daggers and maybe a defense reaction and you get 4-card block out of them, then you're up on cards, right? Right, so wait, so calling. First game, Benjamin. Then into Michael, then into Elias, and then I played into Ferenc. He introduced himself as Frank. And he sat down and he said, oh, I am a casual player, right? So, okay, so he wasn't that high caliber like other players. And he actually made a really crucial mistake. So on turn 2, no. So again, we roll the dice. He wins. He tells me to go first. I go first. I do no damage. Then he goes. Surname Michael? No. I don't think so. No, it's not. And I'm not gonna say people's second name here for privacy reasons, right? I think it would help if you don't know their accomplishments before the game starts. Prevent that mental. I think you are right, Veet. Absolutely, I think you're right. I think the best case scenario is you sit down and you pretend like it's a casual armory game against a casual armory person in a casual armory event, and you're just playing a game. Don't think about where you are in the tournament. Don't think about who you could be facing. Relax, play a game, see where it goes. I think best case scenario, that's what you do. But you do understand that, like, when you're like in a game like this, in a situation like this, it's really hard to do that, right? It's like, it's not that easy to stay grounded like that, at least not for me. So Ferenc actually makes a very crucial mistake that wins me the game. So on his first turn, he plays a dagger. And I have a defense reaction in my hand, so I'm fine, right? And I declare no blocks. And then he says, oh, I react. But it's an action, not a reaction. And I go like, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. Takes it back. In that case, I play this. And it's also an action. So he thought he had 2 reactions in his hand when there were actually actions. So he attacks me for 1 this turn. Arsenal and passes. And, I mean, yeah. It's really hard to come back from that, right? It's like, and again, like, these are high pressure environments. And if you're a casual player, then, you know, 1 bad turn is all it takes. And at this point as well, you know, we were... every single game that I won was because somebody had made very clearly a mistake. But if you can't outplay them, it's like, just make less mistakes than them, and that could already be enough. If you go first and seal, just set up and pass, it could be. It's really hard to say. Like, if you play something like Fang, there you have like a couple of... Let's say you have 2 attack reactions. That goes over the normal amount that somebody would block. Let's say you attack them with dagger. Then usually what a player would do is block 6. Right? So what you do is you swing the dagger. You have 2 reactions in hand. You see how much they block. And then you decide if your reactions can get over the block and you can leak some damage. Or if you think you cannot get over it, or you think they have a defense reaction like, you know, an Arachne may have. And then you don't do it. So sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It really comes down to the situation. It also depends kind of what kind of hard cards you have. Anyway, so I went against Frank, and I'm 4-1. Dude. No, actually, wait. I'm 3-1. 3-1 at this point. I was like, wow. I'm 3-1. Okay. Next game. Sit down opposite René. So many Germans, by the way. Like, half my opponents were René's. Sit down opposite René. And I think he's another of those really good German players. I never had a chance in this game. It was just... He had an absolutely bonkers deck. He attacked me for 15 damage in 1 turn, and then for 14 damage the next turn. And in sealed, where he blocked as well, like, that's insane. Like, having back-to-back turns like that is actually really, really insane. And yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say there. I got outplayed. I feel like I never found the cards that I needed to hit back. And, you know, sometimes it just happens. So 3-2. Then I play into Gennaro from, I believe, Italy. Gennaro is... I don't remember what he was playing. I don't remember that game. I don't remember what happened. I remember that he was pretty frustrated throughout the whole game. It was a really nice guy. Sad you couldn't see me on stream. I actually have a fun story about the stream as well. Like, I was like, if I would have won a table, I was like, on table 3 is like, there's a small chance I was gonna get on stream, but there's so many players, right? And what they do is they usually pick like well-known names. So I would have needed to pair into somebody like Pablo or one of the Michaels or Yuki or somebody like that to get on stream. They wouldn't pick me just because I'm on a high-level stream. I mean, Howling, if you're still here, tell me. But I don't think I would have been picked unless, you know, I play into one of the known names, which makes complete sense. And I would have loved to be on stream, even if I lose. Like, that would have been a bucket list thing, right? It's like, I don't, you know, just get me on stream. I love it. I don't care if I make mistakes. I don't care if I lose. I love to be on stream. I was saying up to see if you did go on stream. Oh, dude, thank you. Yeah, sadly not. So played into Gennaro, and for all those who are here and waiting for Flesh and Blood gameplay, I would, but Talishar is down, so we can't. Got a bit early to army, the rest is not here, so here I am. Welcome back, Lilian. Okay, so I win against Gennaro. Again, I don't remember that game. I'm 4-2, round 6. Okay. I need to win my next 2 games or I'm out for day 2. So then I pair into Johannes. And Johannes is on... Oh yes, Gennaro was actually on the... Oh yeah, now I remember. So Gennaro in round 6 is on... No, what am I saying? Yes, round 6. Gennaro is on... Yeah, still down. It's on Arachne. It's actually my first non-Fang mirror game of the day. Which is insane. And I just fatigue him in that game, actually. He decks out. He has no more cards. And I just kill him with a dagger because he can't block anymore. So I fatigued him. And I think, actually, from just remembering and what people said, I think you're most prone to potentially fatigue while you play on Arachne. Unless I misunderstood that. But that reflects my personal experience. And then the last game, I play on Johannes, against Johannes, on my first Syndra of the day. And I just get run over. I was trying to... I don't know what I was trying to do, but I wasn't able to generate enough damage to make them scared. And, you know, when you're, like, late in the game and you know that they have a big turn, you're keeping your hand to try and swing back and it's not going to be lethal. I think I had one specific turn where I just couldn't block because I had a couple of non-blocks. The thing is, there are a few draconic cards, like Pledge Fealty, which are instants, but they don't block. And they're really good for you if you're Fang, because what you do is, you play a dagger, right? You play your dagger, and when your dagger, if there is a draconic card played on this chain link, your dagger gets +1 and go again. So Plead Fealty is really good in the deck because you play the dagger and you have 3-4 cards in your hand. And then at instant speed, you play Pledge Fealty, which does a couple of things. First, it creates a Fealty token for you, which is really important in this hero. Secondly, it makes you play a Draconic. So that means you then now have Go Again and you have 2. So it's really important. So maybe sometimes they only block with 1 with their equipment. And you know those Red Shroud equipment, which is actually really, really good. And that's one of the reasons why I played Fang, is because I had 4 of these. Like, I had the whole set. So that was actually the main reason why I decided to go for Fang. Where is it? So this here, right? I had Red Alert Visor, Red Alert Vest, Red Alert Gloves, and Red Alert Boots. And that's why I did it. None of the instants block, yes. Thank you. And these are really good. And they block, but they block for 1. Blade Break 1. And if you play a instant and you give your dagger +1, this doesn't trigger. So if they commit this to the combat chain and you play an instant, this only looks at reactions. So you can leak a damage after they blocked. And this makes this much less potent. And that's why Pledge Failed is really good. And by the way, I think that was the reason why I lost against Rene. Rene was able to do an insane 15 damage turn against me, but it was all front-loaded buffs and not reactions. So I had all my equipment still up, but if I would have thrown my equipment at this, I would have lost 4 value block, and it didn't make sense for me to do it. Right? That's one of the reasons why I lost against Rene. And that's why you bring all these non-block instants into a Fang deck. That's why they're good. But I made a mistake. I should have sideboarded some of them out against Syndra, and I should have brought more block cards in. I should have blocked her out more, and I had too many hands where I had this draconic instants which don't block. And that lost me. Like stuff like Rake over the coals. I didn't have that, but just as an example, right? Or Drop of the Dragon Blood. Like, none of these block. So I think that cost me the game, that I had too many of these. Here's a fail tip, by the way. I love this card. I had 2 in the deck. But again, the downside is you don't block. And if you let Syndra just do her thing, you're gonna lose. Like, she's very straightforward. She just does chain link, dagger, get the daggers back. She has a bit of complexity. She's not as easy as Fi. You need to think about how you're going to get your daggers back. So, instance, for what I did in the Battle Hardened, I lost both games, but what I did is what you can do is attack, dagger, break the combat chain. You still have go again. You play another card. And now you can buy back your daggers for 2 cost with another blue. What's your thoughts on balance? Limited wise, is it better than Rosetta's? Dude, I love it. I love it. I think it's the best limited format that I've ever played. It's the most fun I've ever had playing a limited format. I think every single hero is viable. It depends on your pool. And as I mentioned before, Veed, if you don't know what to play because none of the cards scream at you that you need to play them, then go for Fang. On the Battle Hardened, I got baited into playing Syndra, and it came back to haunt me. Because I had the Majestic. What was the Majestic? I had a Majestic, and I was like, alright, let's play Syndra. I had Devotion Never Dies, and I was like, that feels really, really good. Let's play Syndra. I didn't play it a single time. I never saw it, to be honest. My brother, who has played an awesome amount of MTG Limit, sang the praise of limited play. It's really good. It's like, I would play this... If somebody at my armory said... Let's play Sealed the Hunted, just for the heck of it. I would say, let's freaking do it. I love it. Anyway, Johannes on Syndra, run me the F over. It just... Draconic Chainlink, dagger. She's the most straightforward of all the heroes, and she can put out some pretty good damage. And I lost a game, and I was at 4-3, having played 7 rounds in the calling. And at that point I decided I'm going to drop. Because I was tired and I was fatigued. I didn't sleep properly the night before, and I'd already exceeded my expectations. I was like, the chance that I'm going to go 4-4 is much higher than going 5-3. And with a positive record, I probably have positive elo. So I'm just going to drop and call it a day. And that was the right decision, because I walked away from the calling with 35 elo. As I mentioned, I lost both my games in the Battle Hardened the next day. So I dropped 17 elo. But even though I didn't make day 2 on the calling, the Battle Hardened performance was not where I wanted to be. but I still made like a decent amount of elo. Like I think I gained 18 elo, and that was kind of my goal for the whole weekend. Like open a buttload of product, have fun with the new set, explore a new set, and walk away from the weekend with positive elo. And I achieved that. So all in all, I'm really happy with the weekend. The set is awesome. I love the cards. I love the art. It was super fun to play. I got positive elo. Listen, if I would have made day 2 and again at my next calling, awesome. But then there's now 2 callings in a row where I performed better than in the past. And I'm really, really happy with that. I didn't make day 2 this time, but a positive record is good. Especially starting the day 2-0 is, I think, especially good because I always get a bit early game jitters in the tournament. And just showing myself that I can win games early on in the tournament is really a good step forward in my progression as a player. So yeah, I'm really happy. The book has been reported 100 times on Discord. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I need to finish this. Everyone talking about the national elo requirements, and I'm just like, this does not affect me. Yeah. So, Bathos, Bathos is probably saying that his elo is not good enough to consider qualifying on it for nationals. Dude, 1,500 is pretty good. If you play well at a few RTNs, you could get there. So the requirements are that you need to have a high enough elo to qualify. So you need to be in the UK, 160 people get invited to nationals. At least that's how it was last year. And there are qualifiers as well, right? Every RTN you have 4 people that qualify. Now the chance is that somebody in that range, that somebody that wins an RTN or is in top 4 of the RTN probably has a pretty high elo. So that means if that person doesn't take a spot away with elo, that gets... So basically that's 1 spot more for somebody in elo. Right? So the new requirements that they have though this year is that you need to have played 5 rated games within 90 days of... I think it's nationals, which makes sense, because otherwise you could do maybe like me, right? You could go to Pro Tour Amsterdam mid last year, do really well at a calling, get sufficient elo to qualify on elo, and then not play a single game until nationals. And that doesn't make a lot of sense because you don't want to invite people to the nationals that may not be playing the game anymore. Like you want to make sure that the people that that you invite are actively trying to get invited. So that makes sense. But yeah, I was on, so before this weekend, I was on 1,524 at a rank 138. I'm gonna get 18 more, so that puts me somewhere around 1,540 or something. That may get me into the top 100. But I'm still playing RTNs left, right, and center. I'm playing 4 RTNs at least, a Pro Quest Plus as well. So I could lose a lot as well. But I'm happy with the outcome. But yeah. Guys, I don't think we're going to be able to play Flesh and Blood today. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so 1,468. It's not bad, rushing. It's not bad. I'm ranked 192. Dude, that's pretty good. 192 is not far outside. If you do decently well in the RTN season, you might if you walk away with winning records from RTNs, even though you don't make top 4, there's a good chance you're going to qualify on ELO for nationals. Playing 2 RTNs here? Yeah. Yeah. Please don't torture me with Dory. Please don't. I'm just gonna... You just have to let me know where you're playing, then I'm gonna avoid going there. I think I'm going to torture you instead. Okay, let me see. To do something quickly. Alright, it's out of the bag. Alright. Cool, good. Right, yeah, I don't think we'll get any games going today, so instead, I think I'm going to call it a short stream today. And I'm just gonna go finish up the vlog and upload that today. So I get that done and dusted. But thanks everyone for coming out anyway. Talishar should be fixed by tomorrow, and I have many more stories to tell about this event. There's much more to say about the event. So, you know, I hope to see you tomorrow. Otherwise, the vlog should be out probably in about 2 hours or so. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I hope I was able to provide a little bit of entertainment for a little bit, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, have a good one. Bye bye.